Okay, welcome back to the second part of this video. So, in the first part, we talked about HTML. We talked about continuing from that, we looked at the on other lists, and that's where we stopped. So, we'll be continuing from with the other list. We'll type OL for other lists. Then the same way we LX. So before that, let's just write what I will. Let's write, okay, names of countries. Countries, good. So we have to put it in in a tag, in a HTML tag. Let's use three. The autocomplete will always bring it out for you. Let me cut this and paste it with Ctrl V. No, not this. Let me just write it again anyway. Names of countries. Names of countries. So the list items now. This names of countries. Then LX. Then Nigeria. You can see number one, Nigeria. Again, you can put Ghana. Ghana is another name. Again, we can put Canada. You can see the name. We can continue and so forth. So you can see that this one is an order list, is giving us a number, and we can equally just put there's an attribute, I think start. We can use start, and maybe if we put A, start from A. Let's refresh this page. Let's see what will occur. There's an attribute called start. Okay, still picking it as it, but okay, I will check it out anyway. So attributes are properties that exist within a tag, within the opening tag. You can write the attribute. So we'll be continuing further with the next one, with image. Yes, image. So yeah, good. So image has two attributes, two property. This SRC stand for source, while the alt stand for alternative text description. It is used for it is used by the blind people that are physically challenged, the blind readers. So the screen readers will read it out. The screen reader stimulator will read it out. So for example, I want to put an image of cat here. So first I will first write photo of cats. So now I will go to the location on the file system. We talked about this. Please, if you are new to this channel, please endeavor to subscribe, and please check the previous video, we talked about this and we said this actually the current directory. From the current directory, this is our working directory, because the directory where the index.html is a working directory. So from this directory, we navigate to the assets. See the assets here. Then inside the assets, we move the to the directory called image. I created that. Then we'll move to the file. So that's where we get this. So this actually has to do with the file system. In the file system, we have two type of file system. We have the absolute file system and we have the relative file system. So this is actually relative. Is relative to this directory, the working directory where we are. So it's relative to it. So the absolute file system, that is actually what we started with in the first this thing. It is relative to the root. This is the root. User Adani, this is the root, is relative to the root. So the computer, we are actually telling the computer where to go in order to get this particular document. We are giving the computer instruction on the whereabouts of this document. For example, I'm giving a description of where I'm staying to someone. So I will tell the person I'm staying at number 14 Adekunle Street in Yaba, Lagos, Nigeria. So we are giving the person a precise location on how to locate me. That's the same thing with the file system, because in the file system we are able to install the computer where to search in order to arrive at this document or this image that we are displaying here. So we are telling the computer where to get this image. So supposing what I didn't specify the right thing, you will see this. That means that it is broken, and the alternative text description will show photo of cat. So like this, we already know that, oh, this image cannot be accessed, because you are telling the computer that go to assets. You will find the image. The computer will stop there. It didn't see anything, so it won't display until you have to specify where you get it. You can see the forward slash. From the asset, go into this directory called image. Then from image, go to this directory called cat. Go to, sorry, the file called cat. That's where you see it. We are telling the computer that inside this directory called image, that's where we'll see the file called cat. And the moment it sees it, it will display it. As easy as that. So another HTML element that we'll be talking about is the anchor tag. Anchor tag, then we press enter. It also has attributes. Attributes are like properties that are peculiar to the HTML elements. We have global attributes. That means that global attributes are, like the name implies, it is applicable to every HTML element. We can add a class to this HTML element. We can equally add an ID to it. They are actually global, and we can use the same class to make changes to all these documents here. But when there are some or unique attributes that are peculiar to a specific HTML element. Like now, this source, if you put it here, is not going to work. Source is peculiar to image element, and this alternative is also peculiar to this. So this href has to do with the URL. We want the user to click on something. Okay, we want the user to click on something, and once they click on a particular thing, it will refer them or carry them to a different file. So in this list item, I will add additional one. Let me add additional lists. On other list, I will just put Google. Google, right? It has actually been added. Now I want to add this anchor tag into this. So I can just come here, put the A, press the enter. Good. Then I'll cut this and put it in between the tag. Good. I've placed it in between the tag. You can see it's already underlined, but it will not have any effect here because I have not placed the URL. So the URL we use is https then forward slash then www.google.com. Good. So if I click on this now, it will take me back to it will take me to Google page. So mind you, this preview is just, let's copy this URL. This is our URL. Let's copy this. We've copied this and let's open our browser. So I've opened a new browser. Let's paste it here. Control V is for paste. Then let's press enter. Good. You can see exactly it. Like I said in the previous video, you can actually build your website with just HTML. In the olden days, that's how they make websites, but it will not be beautiful because that's why we say that our website is made up of three different parts. The structure, this is just the structure. The CSS is used to style it, and for the functionality, that's where JavaScript come into play. So remember that this is the anchor tag. So let's click on it and we'll see what will happen. You can see with the moment when we click on it, this page is triggered. Why is it triggered? Because we've already added the anchor tag to it. We did it here. So anchor tag helps, like let's put click me. Yeah, click me. You will see it here, click me. So click me here. The moment when our user click on this, it will take the person somewhere. But now it will not take the person anywhere because we've not added the URL. Let me try if I can just get one. Guess a URL. Let's a URL start from uniform resource locator. Use an example of a URL. So let me just have https then forward slash then let me just cats. Let me just see if it's possible. www.cats.com. Let's see if there's actually a website called this www.cat.com. Let's go back to our browser. I think yeah, we've not edited it. Let's just copy again. Let's press enter. Good. Let's click on this. Let's see where it takes us to. Okay, wow, there's something like that. So you can see welcome, select a region and language to continue. So this is another different thing entirely, but this is a website, a valid website. So you can see, but we are not interested in this. We're just trying to do just check it out. So you can see now we've just talked about the anchor tag. So basically all what I've told you are the most important things in the most important element that will be making do with in HTML. The All these ones are we still have like the span, and we still talk about the div as we go on in the lecture. So mind you, when we went when in our first video we saw when we viewed a website. Let's just go over again. Let me just look for one website to do. Let's BBC. I think it was BBC we did. Okay, BBC. Then clicked on this news. Yeah. Okay. Then we inspect it. There's a way to inspect. You can either right click and go to the inspect, or you can just press F12. If you press F12, it will bring out the developer tools. You can see. So now good. This is actually the HTML file, and you can see that, oh, this file is actually longer than what I explained to you. So all these things we will still going to discuss about it, but we can see that before all the things we will be writing, we've been writing them inside the body. There's what they call the header. Let's click on it. You can see all this other stuff. We didn't talk about it at all. We didn't talk about it at all. So let's quickly talk about this in this video. Now let's go back and let's clear our screen. Okay, let's clear our screen. Control A, and is there any let me just comment it out. First of all, I've commented it out. I use control and forward slash to comment it out, to just add it like a comment. So let's talk about the HTTP boilerplate. So there's a short, and in order to arrive at it, a shortcut, just press this and press enter. This is actually the HTTP boilerplate. So everything that we are writing, we're actually writing it inside the body. All these documents that we've written here, let me uncomment it out, uncomment it back. No, control. Okay, let's just remove this, then go down and remove it again. This is just the arrow, the comment arrow. Remove it from here. I can see another one here. Just remove it. Now we are back to where we were. So let me copy everything here back out, cut it, then put it inside the body. So this is the actual place where it's actually meant to be. So when you are starting out in writing our HTML, we actually write it inside the boiler. We call this in the HTML boilerplate. So the first thing, start doc type, has to do with the type of HTML. We are using the latest version of HTML, which was created in, I think, 2012, HTML5. So then the after that we are telling the browser the type of HTML file, the type of HTML we are using, the version of the HTML we are using. So then the HTML, this one stands for language, and the language is English. language is, and the language is English. Then on inside the everything we are writing is inside HTML. Remember, the body exists inside this closing and opening tag of HTML. Then inside the body, inside the HTML tag has like two children. Let's use children. Let's use the scenario of parents and children to illustrate this. So the head and the body, they are siblings. The head and the body are siblings. Why the parent is the HTML. This opening and the closing bracket, they are the parents. They are the parents. They are the parents. So even this code is not properly indented, right? Indentation is actually very, 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 very good. Let me see if it will do auto indent for me. Okay. Okay, let's just go over again. Let's continue. So the head actually give us information about the the file, the HTML we are building. It gives us information about the HTML file. It's very, very important. You can see we have the title. The title here was document. Let's change the title to introduction. Introduction to HTML. You can just call it that. So again, we have the meta name, viewpoint, content. This is actually very, very important. It's just give information, tells the browser what, provide some information about how to display everything on the website, on the browser. So this char set UTF-8 very is the encoding language, the standard decoding language. UTF-8 dash 8 or 8 will still work out. So all these things are just boilerplate that are very, very important while building our HTML file. So even in this head, we also, when we proceed in this course, we'll also be talking more about, we can actually add more things in the head, like when we start doing CSS, we can add our CSS to the head. We add our CSS to the head. If you want to create a a okay, if you want to create, how will I put it now? Like, okay, it's called Favicon, right? It's called Favicon, like a logo, a small logo on your website. Let me click on a website. Okay, good. Like this. Favicon. This is an example of a Favicon. If you want to add it, you also provide the information on the head of your home page. You can see the title of this is BBC. This title now, you can see it here. This is it over here. The title, this title here, this is it. Home BBC News. So it has already provide information about the HTML file that you are creating. The head is very, very important for that. So I think that will be all for this class. Just the introduction to HTML. HTML is very, very basically it's very, very simple. It's not that complicated. Just this is just a basic HTML element that you'll be using on a day-to-day basis when you are building building your structure. Because I said the HTML is the structure of the website. Like you'll be using heading, you'll be using break, you'll be using lists, other list, and or another list. You'll be using anchor tag, you'll be using image, you'll be using a lot of images because that's what you'll be seeing on the website. So like I said, it is not very, it's very, very easy. It's not complicated at all. Very, very easy. So That's just the basic of HTML. Just it's easy to just build a website with HTML. And in my next class, we'll be taking an example on building. We'll be doing a capture project